Today on Crypto Channel Direct, Elon Musk could change crypto Twitter for the better, while putting Bitcoin into retirement just got easier. And soon you'll be banking in the Metaverse. And we take to the streets of Copenhagen to find out what people's reactions are to Elon Musk taking over Twitter. We also chat to Bajak Bojoy-Yiğit, co-founder and vice chairperson of Istanbul Blockchain Women, to hear about how Turkey is becoming a hotspot for this emerging technology. I'm Claire Ross-Brown and welcome to CCD, where I'll be bringing you the news you need to know, powered by Concordium. The Doge-Father himself has made a massive move in acquiring Twitter for around $44 billion. Now, for crypto fans, this is big news, especially if you're into meme coins. The price of Dogecoin popped early this week following news that Twitter has accepted Elon Musk's buyout deal. The meme cryptocurrency jumped as much as about 27% after the announcement. And additionally, Twitter shares ended the day nearly 6% higher. Now, many will know that Musk has become a bit of a crypto market mover with his tweets about Dogecoin and Bitcoin. And in May of last year, his posts fueled Dogecoin's rally to its all-time high. But the buyout of Twitter is not just good news for Doge, as Musk's mandate with Twitter since his acquisition could end up making crypto a better place for all. During a recent TED Talk, Musk highlighted what is likely to be his most visible impact with respect to crypto Twitter: the bots. Now, he said, a top priority I would have is eliminating the spam and scam bots and bot armies that are on Twitter. They make the product much worse. If I had a Dogecoin for every crypto scam I saw, I'd have 100 billion Dogecoin. And on a deeper level, Musk also discussed his pledge to open source the site's algorithms, which will in turn give a view into the site's content moderation, which has come under fire. Many feel that Twitter has been way too harsh on posts upon cultural, political and sociological fault lines, where the line between genuine discourse and malice is left to content moderators. Musk is looking for a more open-sourced and almost decentralized approach to running Twitter, if his early statements are anything to go by. Do you think crypto Twitter will actually be a better place with the Doge-Father in charge? Let us know what you think in the comments below. So now I'm quite curious. We're going to go to the streets of Copenhagen and I'm going to be talking to some random people just to find out what their reactions to Elon Musk taking over Twitter are. But thanks so much for talking with us. So I wanted to get your opinion on what do you think about Elon Musk taking over Twitter, and do you think that the impact will be as great as it was with Doge?
Yeah, well, obviously Elon Musk is quite a visionary person, doing great things with Tesla and SpaceX. So having him undertaking this whole new area within social media and free speech, as he calls it, I think will be very interesting to see what kind of impact he'll have, possibly starting with some management change and to the board. So most likely it will have some sort of effect for sure.
Yeah. And do you think that it's going to make people use Twitter even more?
Well, depending on the strategy, of course, what direction they need to go in. Obviously, Twitter has a much lower adoption rate than Facebook or Snapchat, for example. But obviously, with the right implementation, they can get those numbers up. And that's obviously the goal for Elon, is to spread the word to a larger degree than he already is. So possibly.
Thank you so much. So what do you feel about Elon Musk buying Twitter?
Oh, good question. I actually got stocks in Tesla, and it went down like 12% yesterday because of the buy-in on Twitter. So I'm not too fond of it, but yeah, hopefully the stocks went up again, but I don't know. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thanks. So what do you think about Elon Musk buying Twitter?
Well, I think it can be a kind of a difficult choice for many people in regards to free speech, because I don't think one person should own any kind of social media. The outlet could change. It could become more of an outlet for rich people, for people who wants an opinion, wants to hold an opinion, and wants to push that opinion upon other people. I'm a little concerned about the moderation of free speech.
So do you think then that people might not use Twitter as much as they do today?
Yeah, I think that could be a challenge. That people would move to another social media, perhaps, or some social media that's not controlled by any one person, or any big organization, or anybody with stakes in a big organization. Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, Torben. So you're working with Concordium. I'd love to ask you, what do you think about Elon Musk buying Twitter?
Well, I'm a big fan of Elon Musk, and I'm quite sure he's going to do the right thing. And I've seen some of the tweets he's been making, and he's talking about the identity protection of making false statement with false identity in there. And personally, I love that angle because I work for Concordium, and we can actually give him the solution. So he can just ask us.
Yeah, great. So do you think it's going to encourage people as well to use Twitter more?
So I've been using Twitter for many years, and I use it as a good way to get information. And I think the people who is not using it is probably the ones who's a little bit afraid of that. Are they sure that they're talking to the right persons in there, or the identity of people in there? So if you can secure that, then I think more people will use it.
Great, thank you so much, Torben. So that was just a few people's opinions about Elon Musk buying Twitter. Now let us know what you think in the comments below. Retiring on Bitcoin may be the dream for some, but traditional institutions have always thought it too risky until now. US-based financial services from Fidelity Investments will allow investors to put Bitcoin in their 401k retirement savings accounts later this year. Now, the maximum cap is expected to be no more than 20%. However, the move would also allow several first-time investors to gain exposure to Bitcoin without having to make a separate account on a crypto exchange. The news is already making a splash as MicroStrategy is said to have signed on to the plan and is the latest in line of several Bitcoin products and offerings by Fidelity. The firm was one of the first to warm up to the then rising asset class in 2018. However, even as we watch Bitcoin become more and more mainstream, there are still many detractors who think it is just for speculative investing. In March, the US Labor Department warned that cryptocurrencies were speculative and volatile trading investments with inflated valuation, expressing serious concerns about providers offering cryptocurrencies in retirement plans. The agency stressed at the time that providers must offer adequate information to potential investors about the risks involved in cryptocurrency investing, including the volatile prices and the ever-changing regulatory environment. Now, of course, Bitcoin is still known to be a volatile asset, but at the same time, popular streaming site Netflix saw its stock value tumble over 45% in the last month. And still, many might feel that Bitcoin is not such a risky asset anymore, but maybe not quite suited to retirement funds. Where do you stand on this? Are you willing to risk your retirement on Bitcoin? Let us know. This week, we take a deep dive with CCD and look at how 2022 has treated the asset market. Now, so far, there's one clear winner: gold. Since the year began, some of the most popular markets have struggled. Bitcoin, the S&P 500 and Nasdaq are all down. However, gold is showing profit, albeit small. Bitcoin started the year terribly, plummeting more than 25% in the first 3 weeks. It has since somewhat recovered in its typical volatile fashion, but it's still down 18% in 2022. With its 19% decline so far in 2022, Nasdaq has, by a small margin, underperformed against Bitcoin. And this is surprising, given that Bitcoin has tended to follow Nasdaq, albeit with higher volatility. While investors have sold off parts of their stocks and crypto holdings in 2022, bracing for higher interest rates and more hawkish monetary policies as inflation runs rampant, gold has served its function as a safe haven and is up 4%. But what do you think? Do you think that Bitcoin is becoming a true risk on asset as it correlates with other major classes and goes against gold? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We've all been told about the future of the metaverse and how we could be shopping here thanks to Walmart and attending concerts thanks to Facebook. But what about banking in the metaverse? Well, Standard Chartered Bank has entered the metaverse. Subsidiary Standard Chartered Bank Hong Kong has acquired virtual land in the Sandbox metaverse, and it explained that it is the first bank to acquire digital land at the Sandbox metaverse megacity district, a culture hub inspired by Hong Kong. The bank said it will actively engage its clients, partners, staff, and the tech community to explore co-creation opportunities in this new and exciting space. Essentially, the bank aims to experiment and build new experiences for clients. It's also a move that ties in well with the Progressive Bank. Alex Manson, head of Standard Chartered's SC Ventures, also added, "For the past few years, we've been building business models in crypto digital assets, and we see the rise of the metaverse as a critical milestone in the Web3 evolution." While Standard Chartered may be breaking ground at the Sandbox's mega city district, it's not the first bank in the metaverse. HSBC also partnered with the Sandbox to step into the metaverse, while JP Morgan and Fidelity chose Decentraland. There are many who believe that we're at the forefront of a new technology wave, with investment banking company Citi predicting that the metaverse could be a $13 trillion opportunity with 5 billion users by 2030. Will you be doing your banking in the metaverse? And are these banks wise to be early movers in the space? Let us know what you think. We now turn to Başak from Istanbul Blockchain Women to understand why crypto is booming so much in Turkey. Başak, it's great to have you here.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Başak, Turkey has always been a popular destination for blockchain and crypto, but it seems to be getting more of the mainstream of the late, I would say. Now, I wanted to ask you, do you think that this is down to the dropping value of the lira and perhaps inflation?
Inflation exists all over the world, but Turkey is among the worst of countries. One Turkish lira was around $8.5 in 2021, 6.7 in 2020. Today it is 14.8, so it is almost doubled in 1 year. Gross minimum wage is 5,000 Turkish lira, which is around 340 US dollar. And net minimum wage is 4,000 Turkish lira, which is around 270 US dollar. So people looking for to gain US dollar or euro to deal with this inflation. And they realized that they could easily make money from crypto. Even they don't have to trade all the time. There are several Turkey-focused campaigns on exchanges. In my opinion, these market-focused campaigns have been the most powerful driven for Turkish people. According to unofficial data, now we have more than 10 million crypto users in Turkey. That is a huge number when we think about our total population, which is 85 million.
Wow. And what about the growth of blockchain in Turkey? I mean, have you seen a lot of interest in building up the technology?
Oh yeah, as Istanbul Blockchain Women, we did an official research with a local exchange in Turkey to understand the women presence in the blockchain ecosystem. In order to conduct the research, we have looked at the blockchain projects in Turkey's Fortune 100 companies. There were only 9 companies that they are working about blockchain, so we had to add startups to our research universe. But the research was 1 year ago, so we did not renew the research yet. I don't have official data for this question, but regarding my observation again, I would say that we have come a long way in a year. We have developed numerous blockchain projects in Turkey. As you probably know, that Avalanche founder Emin Günserer is Turkish. Turkey community supports Avalanche from the beginning, and Avalanche support Turkish community as well. I have been in Spain for the Avalanche Summit, and there were most of blockchain projects and startup from Turkey. So I can say that Turkish developers and Turkish ecosystem are promising.
Right. And what do you think that the future holds for crypto in Turkey? And maybe what would you like to see in this space in Turkey in the coming years?
Oh yeah, a few months ago, the crypto space in Turkey was shaken by a draft regulation. It was like an earthquake, seriously. The draft was strict and it was prohibitive. Most of the KOLs went to the council to change it. We have talked with the legislators many times and we succeeded. We believe there won't be any prohibitive regulation in the near future, but we want the system to be regulated without being banned. So I have to see more investments also from foreign investors to catch cheap labor and talented young people in Turkey.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Başak, for your insights today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us on Crypto Channel Direct, powered by Concordium. Don't forget to like and subscribe by hitting the button below, and we'll be back next week with the news that you need to know. Until then, I'm Claire Ross Brown. See you next time.